like from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden. Spring is completeness where his head rests. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one like Eden so plain. Praise for elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
Well, it's a brand new day. And perhaps the best way to start this day, and maybe every day, is with gratitude. Gratitude can actually make your day wonderful. It can change your life, and it can change the lives of those people around you. An attitude of gratitude, we've heard that for years. How, I wonder, might we increase our ability to have an attitude of gratitude more often in each and every day? Something to ponder, perhaps, and so it is. Thank you, Mr. Bellringer.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see a few smiling faces out there. Your faces are always smiling. Why is that? Because you're joyful, and we love it. What's the matter with me? Why did I do that? Have you ever said that sort of thing to yourself? Berating yourself for something that you did or said, or the condition of your current life, which you kind of feel responsible for, even though you want to blame somebody else. Many of us have probably made what we now consider to be stupid decisions. I've had a couple. I've told you about a couple of them already, and I'll sort of reiterate maybe some. I'm not going to go through the whole litany, it would take too long. But one of my first ones when I was a teenager, I accepted a 4-year football scholarship to College of the Pacific in Stockton, beautiful Stockton, when I could have accepted the same scholarship to Stanford or Cal or Dartmouth or USC, or I didn't do that. So another decision that I sort of beat myself up on was 1 year later during fall football practice at College of Pacific. I was heavily mauled by a pulling guard lineman during football practice in 100-degree heat in Stockton in August, and I left the scholarship behind. So another example of some decisions that kind of went sideways was I took the very first job offered to me after I graduated from college. It was from dear old Internal Revenue Service. And of course, I'd always dreamt of becoming a tax collector. Not. And then I made another decision, but it took me 17 years to say, that's enough, IRS, I'm leaving, and I'm going to go move to Truckee, California, and not sell real estate and not rent enough property management rentals to keep going. And I managed to go broke within 3.5 years after leaving the dear old IRS. So some decisions there that, I don't know, I could have done better. I've stumbled into chaos a lot that way, and yet it seems like I've always managed to survive somehow without serious damage. Some rough patches, but nothing serious and nothing lasting. So I was moved to give this message about this topic because I received an email Friday, this last Friday, from the Teaching of the Inner Christ. You remember me talking about them. They're my church in Las Vegas, Nevada. And they send a daily email of inspiration. And this one really resonated with me, so I'm going to read it to you. It's from one of the pink books. I've introduced you to the pink book before. There's a whole series of them, and they're written by a group called the Brotherhood of the Followers of the Present Jesus, and this was written in 1997. So here was the inspiration that came to me via email on Friday. There is no choice that you have ever made that has bound you to any outcome. At every moment, you are always free to choose again. I think that's kind of profound. Let me read it again. There is no choice that you have ever made that has bound you to any outcome. At every moment, you are always free to choose again. This thing came to me via email over the internet on Friday the 13th. But I don't consider it very bad luck. I consider that really fortunate because it was a reminder that I can always choose a better course than the one I'm currently on, even though I had chosen this course on purpose maybe a year or so back, and can instead choose a course that is more fully compatible with my current position on my path to awareness, understanding, and enlightenment. Namaste.
Wayne, thank you very much. I would like a copy of that email if you could, because I'd certainly like to forward it to each and every one of my ex-wives, please. Oh, well, good morning, everybody. We didn't float away. Thank you to Sabrina, who came out yesterday and dug a ditch because we had a foot of water across the sidewalk right here, right there. And she got it to drain out into the road, so thank you. I have something to share with you that I think it's kind of a need to know. You may need to call 911 this morning. I may expire or something. You see, you know those little three-cornered turnovers that you get at the grocery store? There's a little tin of them. There's 4 of them for $3, $4, $5. I really like those. But I don't eat as many as I used to. And here's some weeks ago, I got a couple packages, one cherry, one's in one apple, one's, and I ate the cherry ones right away because they're my favorite. And then I think I ate 2 of the apple ones last week or the week before. And this morning, I was thinking about my talk, and I was thinking about Bill Moyers and some analogies that he had made over the years. I like Bill, and I finished the first one. There were 2 left. And I looked down to get the second one. It was kind of stuck because it was fuzzy. The whole thing, the pen was, everything was fuzzy. So I don't know what that'll do to me. I think knowing is worse than actually happening. But if I should, you could tell the paramedics when they get here, he ate fuzzy stuff this morning. I don't know. I think I'll probably be all right. We have a flower calendar that still has a lot of room on it. Is that not true and correct, Joe?
No, it's good for this month.
Oh, yeah?
Next month, no.
Okay.
It's all,
All right. Okay.
whoever brought these,
Natalie and Kelly.
yeah, well, I mean, okay. I track people and bring them, but sometimes they're surprises.
Okay. All right. You can shame people. It's okay. Everybody has to do what they have to do to get their job done. So, Joan, thank you very much. Next Sunday will be our 122nd, 23rd annual meeting. It takes place right after church. Everybody gets to vote on our budget, our directors and officers for our corporation, We can talk about visions for the future, complaints, criticisms, ideas, plans, just kind of whatever we care to do, because we do this every year, and we kind of set the course for the year ahead. So hope you can all be here. It'll be potluck as well. Rather than the 29th, we're going to do potluck next week, so we'll have lunch, we'll have our meeting, have lunch, and do our thing, and we should be out of here by 1:30, maybe a quarter till 2. Doesn't take a whole long time. And then the following Saturday night, we have our cabaret with probably the best band in Northern California, Take Your Medicine, and special guest, my very talented daughter from Las Vegas will be joining our band. So bring your family and friends, and we'll have a party that night. Healing Circle's not going to happen until February or something. Okay. Okay. Wayne, any announcements? Anyone else? Any announcements? Oh, Thursday.
Yep, meeting in the hall.
This Thursday?
Yeah, the 19th.
Okay, all right. Just so everybody knows, we may or may not have the hot water heater fixed by then or replaced by then, but the hot water heater in the hall has decided to take a break. So we'll either fix it or replace it between now and next Sunday, Saturday for sure. So.
Just a reminder to fill the NOAA barrel when times are rough. I don't have places to guide us for how to help, but with the disasters, you know, on my friend feeds and everything, there are a lot of people that are suffering. If you have any suggestions of ways we can reach out, but there's a lot of people local, not just far away, that are going through this, that have been severely impacted by the storms. Close to my family and friends, one of the big blowouts that cut off a road, cut off a family for nearly a week, and they were on the front page of the paper, and those are people I know. That woman's 93 years old, so they got access restored. So just a heads up to remember that stuff. And then for those of you who've been asking where Crystal is, she is not ill, but she got exposed to COVID. So out of abundance of caution, she's staying away until the appropriate days have passed so she can come back to you.
Thank you. Any other announcements? All right. We're going to sing a song this morning. We used to sing it every single Sunday for decades. And since I'm going to talk about gratitude and thankfulness this morning, this was our old doxology. We'd sing this every Sunday after we passed the baskets. Let's sing it today twice and really ponder the words, because it's actually a magnificent little ditty. Let's stand up and sing, "Praise God that good is everywhere." Thank you. Now it's time to greet each other in the traditional Church of the Oaks fashion. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. I'm playing that in a different key than was written, so it came out okay. I What a great group.
Yeah. It's a little group today.
Yeah, the weather, everything.
I think it's the weather, but it's just cold and nasty. I think we're still, the storm, it affects, I've got two different friends that have chickens. Chickens have become aggressive, nasty, and mean because of the rain every day. They attack each other, they stop laying eggs. I feel the same way, and I ate moldy donuts this morning, moldy turnover, and it was fuzzy. I mean, it was like, I know, I'm just eating away thinking about it.
Get high off that stuff.
Can you? I don't know what, but it was blue and green. I mean, it was fuzzy, not just a little spot, once in a while. No, it was grown to the pan. I don't know what. I didn't notice it. Huh, I'm fine.
Wow. Who knows what all that is? Could make pretty good, I don't know. Jeez. Okay, there you go.
Yes, dear.
How's everything going? It's so careful.
Oh, just somebody closed the door. Okay. Okay, just so we know, this wet weather makes the doors stick closed. Bonnie couldn't get out of the hall a little while ago. So smack into it with your hip and knock it open. But don't hurt yourselves. We're going to talk next Sunday at our annual meeting. We're going to talk about abundance, and I'm going to talk about it some more in a little while. It's like singing to the choir when I hear Sabrina stand up and say, we can help here, and we can help here, and we can help share in our abundance. Every one of us does, and it's just such a joy. Let's read together our affirmations, can we? Gratitude is the key to the realization and manifestation of abundance. May we ponder that wisdom a moment, sir. Thank you, Michael. As we prepare ourselves for our practice this morning, let's sing together, Be Still and Know That I Am God, number 69 in the wings.
Good morning, friends. In his introduction this morning, Patrick asked the question, how can we bring more gratitude into our lives? And I know that all of you know many ways to do that already, know and understand the importance of that. But what I want to bring to today's practice is the observation I've made that gratitude really lives in the heart. And when I say the heart, many of you know I'm speaking of what I call the high spiritual heart, which is to say, the seat of the soul, really. And it's the space that has the ability to hold the wounded heart, the emotional heart, and all the spaciousness that it needs to heal. That's also where gratitude lives. And so a practice that I frequently use myself is that of simply putting my hands there. And I invite you all to join me in that right now. Just take your hands and place them over that. It's not, your physical heart. It's like kind of just below your collarbones, your high spiritual heart. And just breathe into that space for a couple of moments. And putting your focus there, you're allowing the energy of gratitude to expand throughout your field. Bringing more fully into your awareness all the good that there already is in your life and everywhere. This practice is in many ways the antidote to, you could say, the milieu that we're surrounded by now with today's media and the direction that conversations tend to go, at least in the circles I move in. There's a lot of anxiety and a lot of hopelessness out there, but when we bring our intention back to the high spiritual heart, to gratitude, we gain the ability to step into a different reality, one that is our birthright. Namaste.
Thank you, Natalie. I don't know if it's the moldy breakfast I had or if it's just everything that's going on, but I am so excited. I'm about to explode with gratitude, I think. This week I had breakfast with Julie Miller, who is Sylvan's wife. Sylvan's the violin player in the band. Julie did a guest speaking thing here a while ago. She called me and said, I got an idea. So we had breakfast. She's going to be our guest speaker on the 12th of February. February is going to be like a whole theme month. I found out there's a new organization in our area that is doing amazing, magnificent things, and I think that we, as a community, Church of the Oaks, could be a part of it. On the 19th, we're going to have a service about that. Our annual meeting is coming up next week. We have abundance in all things. We have a full board. We have new people going to be on the board. We have money in the bank. There's enthusiasm. There's dedication and commitment. I don't know how I could feel more gratitude for what we are at this point. Not what we have, but what we are. And if each one of us thinks about it as well, look at our own lives. We've got challenges, absolutely. I think we're supposed to. But here we are, Sunday after Sunday. And every one of us in this room is committed to sharing our time, our talent, our thought, and our treasure. And in doing so, that's the gratitude for all that we have in our lives. We have Yvonne and I were talking the other day, and she said, this community is just lovely. Everybody receives something when they show up, and everybody has an opportunity to give something when they show up. And everybody gives and receives, kind of at the same time, like our hugs. Brene Brown has this quote that I really like. I'm going to have to read it because I'll mess it up if I don't read it. But she said, what separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude. I think that's profound. Each of us has so many privileges in a day. And if we didn't realize they were privileges, it is an honor to serve each other. It's an honor to have your friendship and your help. But without the emotion, the feeling, the conscious awareness of gratitude, kind of like, yeah, I deserve it. You owe it to me. I'm entitled to this stuff because I'm good. I'm a cool guy. And isn't that kind of what most of us find to be the negative aspect of society? What I'm about to say next, it may be a short service this morning, but what I'm about to say next, I'm thinking that some of you will say, oh, that old boy slipped the surly bonds of sanity for sure. And my reply would be, again, yes, happens, it just does. But there's, when we look around, absolutely we see all the hate and greed and meanness, spitefulness. But there's something going on in this world where people are helping people. Now, I spoke about this the first time in May of 2000 when I was here speaking to the camera on the wall where no one else was. 2020, yes. I'm sorry, just watch me on the numbers, the big numbers especially. 2020, when COVID had happened. And I had this twisted view that maybe we should have thanks for COVID, because it was going to help us redefine value and maybe reconnect with our humanity that we're so easily disconnected from by the distractions of modern day technical society and greedy society and the necessity for big bucks to survive. And as I look at the floods and the mudslides and the tornadoes and the fires and all of the disasters that are increasing, maybe if we aren't smart enough or don't have the commitment enough or the ambition enough to treat each other well and kind and live in harmony with each other and our environment, maybe our environment is going to help us do that. Because we're too greedy and too disconnected on our day-to-day to think about the folks living down the street until there's no power and we're worried about that old lady that has to have her breathing machine. Maybe we ought to go talk with her and see if we can help her out. Or those people that got all them kids and the refrigerators broke, they mean needs some groceries or something. Or the mudslide. We may be going by the church and see that the water's flooded and unload the shed and dig a trench so people can walk without getting their knees and their socks wet tomorrow. I don't know. But I do know that I believe. I don't have many beliefs. But one of the truths that I believe in is that we should all strive to live in harmony, not only with each other, with nature, but also with the unseen, with spirit, with that place Natalie was talking about, our spiritual heart. Because when we're in harmony with that, life is good. Still has challenges, but life is good. Our outlook, the way we think about life, is good. The emotions we have around our life experience, that's good. And I am grateful that due to the fact we seem to be unable to do it on our own volition as a global society, that Mother Nature is inspiring us to live together with compassion and empathy. And actually, gratitude. Some really smart person, who was it? I don't remember. So gratitude is the greatest of all virtues and is the father of all virtues. And if we can somehow, Vivian used to say, I can't wait to see the good that's going to come out of this mess. Remember, all of you, she'd say that over and over. I can't wait to see the good that comes out of the disturbance in the harmony of things that we seem to have caused as a global society for our greed and selfishness and hatred and all those things that make waves, unpleasant outcomes. So I do have empathy when you see somebody's house floats down a hill or burns up. Of course. But did we give two hoots and a holler about them a week before their house slid down the hill? Did we even think about anybody's house that slid down the hill? Or were we more concentrated on how soon can I get to Costco to get the good deals and then be over here in time for... I hope that each of us can look at these seemingly horrible things in life and find the good that they might be in an unseen way, maybe in a divine way, who knows? I won't pretend to tell you I know, but I'd like to think that the unseen, God, the divine spirit, is compelling us to actually get along with each other, watch out for each other, help each other out. Be thoughtful instead of selfish. Or even, what's the word where you really don't care? Apathy, apathetic. I heard somebody say that apathy is really increasing on the rise in society, but nobody cares. my friends, when things go wrong, when we have challenges right in this room, we have health challenges, we have money challenges, when we have relationship challenges, we are cognizant of it and we reach out and hug each other and hold hands and help each other weather these little storms in life, weather the mudslides and the forest fires and the tornadoes and the wrecks and the bumps. Do you know how sacred that is? What a privilege that is to have that type of relationship with people on such a beautiful scale as we have. After I ate my fuzzy turnover this morning, I was thinking, well, what if I die? Ooh. And I got to thinking, wow, somebody'd have to tell all the people that care about Patrick Michael McCarty that he ate some fuzzy food and passed on. And there's a huge list. I'm appalled by how many people seem to care about Patrick Michael McCarty. And that may sound funny, but I'm serious. Each one of you, think of all the people. If you had a severe problem or passed away today, how many people would miss you and care and wish they'd have said, I love you, that last time you sat together and we're talking about the neighbors or something. I hope each one of us can have a sacred gratitude for what we share with each other in this room. There's a lot of opportunities for us to interact and get together in clubs and associations and schools and jobs and but how often do we have such a privilege of true connection, true caring, empathy and compassion and acceptance? Gratitude, I wish there was a different word. That seems so simple and easy and such a little. There needs to be a really grand word, a hugely sacred word to encompass the full spectrum of thought and feeling of thanksgiving and gratitude. There ought to be a bigger, better word. It can change everything in your life. I find myself getting testy and judgmental and not so nice from time to time. I think, wow. When I'm thinking about my family here at Church of the Oaks, I can't, there's no room for that kind of thoughts. When I think about the quality of life that I have in my state of decrepitness, I think, how can I give more thanks for that? I'm overcome with, And I don't know how many of you have heard me say it, but I say it, it's my mantra. I'm the most fortunate human being I know. And I believe that. And I'm thinking, I don't know, but I'm thinking if each one of us stop and give some preponderance to that statement, I bet I'm not the only person in the room that could stand up and say, me too. My dear family, we've got, I don't work on building the future, but we've got over the next few weeks, we have got so many wonderful things that we are going to be able to participate in. It's just, wow. This little place here on the corner with Sierra and Paige. It's a privilege, it's a gift, it's spectacular in a very, very quiet, subdued kind of way. And I think that's the loud, crashy, and flashy stuff. That's nice. But I think the experiences that we have in life that touch us right here in that sweet spot. Oh, that's the best. That's truly the best. And when we are aware of that, knowing, that feeling, it's kind of undescribable, but we know it when we have it. Every one of us experiences it. There's not room for anything else. There just isn't room for anything else except just more. Ponder that, my dear friends. I like that word a lot. So I hope each one of you can think about some things you're thankful for, parts of your life, all of your life that you have gratitude for, all of the mistakes that hurt so bad, but you remember so long, and the significance that helps you improve your life. Improve your choices like Wayne was talking about this morning, and be able to, I don't have to ride that horse anymore. I got another horse right here. I can start off on a new direction. And isn't it something to be thankful for, to know we have that freedom? We do. Right now, right this minute. Oh, we're so lucky. We're so fortunate. Luck has nothing to do with it. We're fortunate. We are blessed for all that we possess, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. It's our energy aura as we go through life. Others are aware of what we possess as we walk by. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for always being here. In spirit, physically. And let's go have a cup of coffee together, shall we? And so it is. Let's sing the song, stand up and sing the song. Let there be peace on earth. And since we are on earth, that peace should be on and in and around us as well.
Good job.